The Democratic Alliance says there's no legal or factual basis for its Member of Parliament, Danny Barnett, to recuse herself or be removed from Parliament's inquiry into allegations of corruption within criminal justice system. This follows a legal opinion sought by the DA after KwaZulu-Natal Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Ndledla Mkhwanazi accused Barnett of disclosing classified intelligence information during the parliamentary inquiry and before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, claims she has strongly denied. The veteran Member of Parliament has faced mounting pressure from the ANC, Umkhonto weSizwe Party, Patriotic Alliance, and Action SA to step aside. However, according to the DA's legal advice, there is no factual basis to conclude that Barnett is biased, conflicted, or otherwise disqualified from participating in the inquiry. DA Member of Parliament and former prosecutor Glenis Brattenberg told the ad hoc committee on Wednesday night that their legal team's findings were clear. The conclusion reached is that there is no factual basis to conclude that Ms. Barnett is biased or conflicted. That was Brattenberg. The legal opinion further found that Barnett did not disclose any information obtained through her role in the Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence, nor did she reveal crime intelligence information that was not already in the public domain. However, it acknowledged that she was the first to disclose details regarding the purchase of a Berea property in Durban, including its address, by crime intelligence. And so the bottom line is that there is no basis for Barnett to recuse herself or to be removed from the ad hoc committee. However, she should be excused when the committee debates the specific issue relating to the release of the information about crime intelligence properties. Separately, Parliament's own legal advisors have also ruled that there is no impediment to the participation of two members of Parliament. Umkhonto weSizwe Party's David Skhosana and DA's Lisa previously opened criminal cases against Deputy Police Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya, Police Minister Senzo Mchunu, and others. Sibiya had objected to their involvement, saying he was taking part in the inquiry under protest, as he believed their prior criminal complaints created a reasonable apprehension of bias. But parliamentary legal advisor Andile Tekiana dismissed that view, stating that the circumstances did not amount to a conflict of interest under the National Assembly's rule, and that the ad hoc committee merely reports to the National Assembly and does not perform an administrative function. The committee exercises public power and is obliged to do so in accordance with the rule of law, particularly the principle of rationality. He added that witnesses cannot refuse to answer questions from any committee member, even those they may view as biased, citing the court case involving former Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's failed bid to have the chairperson of her impeachment inquiry recused. Tekiana noted that the courts have been loath to stop proceedings midstream. Despite the legal clarity, the DA has since replaced Lisa with alternate member Damon Klopper, while Skhosana continues to serve on the committee. The ad hoc committee has now been granted an extension to complete its work by 28 November, following delays caused by consultations between Mkhwanazi and Madlanga Commission. The committee chairperson, Soviet Lekhanyaga, confirmed the extension, saying it was necessary to ensure a thorough and fair process, and that the committee will be guided by parliamentary legal advice as it continues its work. With the legal wranglings seemingly settled, the parliamentary inquiry is expected to refocus on its core task, investigating allegations of corruption and misconduct within the country's criminal justice system. What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.